So now we will come to our second question, that is fifth question, second part. That was hydrogen sulfide gas burns in air to give water and sulfur dioxide. See here, he has not mentioned oxygen, but whenever in question he tells you that a given compound burns in presence of air or in air, then simply understand by air he means to say oxygen. Therefore, H2S plus O2 gives H2O plus SO2. Now this question actually is one of important. Why? Because here our rule which I said that we will start balancing our chemical equation with that species that contains maximum number of atoms, but here you can see that here 3 atoms are there, here also 3 atoms are there, here on my left hand side also 3 atoms are there, and here 2 are there. So here in a given chemical equation 3 species are having same number of atoms, so it creates too much problem to select from which we start balancing. So here we will use the concept of fraction, means generally we will balance our chemical equation using fraction. Later on we will multiply with suitable number in order to convert that fraction into simple whole number. Now as was one more thing, see here oxygen is the which is present on my left hand side. In right hand side that oxygen is present in both the compound or both the compound of my product side. Therefore it also create a problem. If this oxygen would have present in only one compound of the product side, then it would be no longer a problem. But since your oxygen is present in the reactant product side of both the compound, therefore it creates a problem. So we'll start balancing. Now here on my right hand side, how many oxygen atoms are there? 2 oxygen here and 1 3. So total on my right hand side, that is 3 oxygen atoms are there, and on my left hand side only 2 are there. So I will multiply this O2 by a factor of 3 by 2. That is, as already I told you, I will use fraction. In actual, fractions do not occur. Therefore, so now if you clearly see 3 by 2 into 2, that is 3 oxygen atoms will be there. Now oxygen is balanced. If you see sulfur here, on my left hand side only 1 sulfur atom is there, and here also 1 atom is there. 2 hydrogens are there, and here also 2 hydrogens. Means except oxygen, other species are already balanced. But we have to eliminate this fraction, because 3 by 2, always remember a given means whenever if we see the coefficient or the suffix, the number which are used for balancing the chemical equation, that should be a whole number, not fraction, because chemical species do not occur in fraction. So I have to multiply this whole equation by a factor of 2, so that this will become 6, means 2 into 3 by 2, sorry, this will become 3. This, if I will multiply this whole equation by 2, then this 2 and this 2 will get cancel off. This will become 2H2S plus 3O2 gives 2H2O plus 2SO2. So finally our answer will become 2H2S plus 3O2 gives you 2H2O plus 2SO2. Now if you cross check your answer, you will get the same number of elements on either of the side, that is on left hand side as well as on my right hand side. Now coming to the third question, where barium chloride was made to react with aluminium sulfate, and in turn it reacted to form aluminium chloride and BaSO4. This BaSO4 is nothing but a precipitate which will settle down at the bottom. So here you can clearly now from this, after looking over this equation, you can clearly see that this we will start our balancing from this species, because this is that compound that contains maximum number of atoms. One more thing here, sulfate as sulfur oxygen, they are not present in independent form, they are present in the form of sulfate ion. Therefore we will not discover or we will not balance this sulfur separately, oxygen separately. Instead of balancing separately, we will balance this whole sulfate ion single. So here how many sulfate ions are there? 3. And here how many sulfate ions are there? SO4 only 1. Therefore we will multiply this sulfate on my right hand side with 3. Now you can clearly see that okay, this barium sulfate and this all are balanced. One more thing here, how many aluminium are there? 2. And on my right hand side, how many aluminium are there? 3. So this SO4 is balanced now, because 3 BaSO4, aluminium is remaining unbalanced, because here on my this side 2 aluminium, means total I will multiply here with 2 AlCl3, means how aluminium is now getting balanced, means my यहाँ पे जो aluminium मेरे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में और जो एल्यूमिनियम मेरे राइट हैंड साइड में, आप देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे मेरे राइट हैंड साइड में जो एल्यूमिनियम, वहाँ पे भी 2 एल्यूमिनियम के एटम्स हैं, एंड ऑल्सो ऑन माय लेफ्ट hand side 2 aluminum atoms are there. So therefore aluminum is balanced, sulfate ions are balanced. Now we will see chlorine and barium. So on my left hand side how many chlorine atoms are there? Only 2. On my right hand side how many chlorine atoms are there? 2 into 3 6. Therefore I will multiply this BaCl2 by a factor of 3, and ultimately you can see that 2 into 3 6 chlorine atoms and 3 barium atoms, and on my right hand side 3 barium atoms are there. Ultimately you will find that all the atoms, all the elements are the number of corresponding elements on my right hand side and on my left hand side, both are same. Now coming to the last, potassium, that is made to react with H2O to form potassium hydroxide and liberate H2 gas. Here also you can see that this potassium is made to react with hydrogen, water. Now what will happen is that, see, it is very easy to balance this type of reaction. Just we have to put a factor of, for example, here 2 hydrogen atoms are there and 1 oxygen atom are there. So KOH, and this side on my left hand side 2 hydrogen atoms are there, and on my right hand side 3 hydrogen atoms are there. Therefore I will multiply here by a factor of 2 KOH. Therefore hydrogen, how many hydrogen atoms are there? Total on my right hand side 4 hydrogen atoms will be done, and but on my left hand side how many are there? 2. I will multiply this by a factor of 2, means hydrogen is now balanced. But though we have balanced hydrogen, but our potassium and oxygen are still unbalanced. Sorry, your oxygen is also balanced, because here on left hand side 2 hydrogen atoms and on my right hand side 2 oxygen atoms are there. Now the only element which is remaining unbalanced is potassium. So therefore we will multiply this by 2, and ultimately you will find that all the chemical elements are being balanced. Now coming to the next question, that is 6th question. Balance the following chemical equations. So I have already made you to practice a lot of chemical equations. So this will be your homework. Question number 6 will be your homework. Now coming to the 7th, write the balanced chemical equation for the following reaction. So the same model just we have covered. Means the same means here also calcium hydroxide plus oxide, carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate and water. So this is the very same, means question 5 and 7 they are very similar to each other. So question 6 and 7 both will be homework for you. Now coming to the 8th one, write the balanced chemical reaction for the following and identify the type of reaction in each case. See, one thing which is common with question number 8 and question number 5 is that you need to convert those word equation into chemical equation. After that you need to identify. So I am leaving that topic of converting word equation into chemical equation to you, but I will tell you which type of chemical reaction is taking place. For example, in the first case, potassium bromide is made to react with barium iodide, and in turn it is forming potassium iodide and barium bromide. So you can see that the ions, the negative ions are being exchanged. Therefore it is an example of double displacement reaction. Zinc carbonate is breaking into zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. So we have by the definition of decomposition reaction, we know that the reactant, on my reactant side only one compound is there, and on my product side if more than one compounds are formed due to the breaking of reactant, then that type of reaction is called as decomposition reaction. Third is hydrogen and chlorine, they are made to react with each other to form HCl. So this is nothing but combination reaction, because here on my reactant side 2 or more compounds are there, and these reactants are combining together to form a single product. Last is magnesium plus hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen. So this reaction is nothing but a type of displacement reaction, because magnesium is replacing H2 from hydrochloric acid, and that replaced hydrogen is liberated in the atmosphere in the form of hydrogen gas. Now coming to the question number 9, what does one mean by exothermic and endothermic reaction? So I have already told you there are many examples of exothermic and endothermic. Exothermic reactions are those reactions where energy is being liberated along with product formation, And endothermic reactions are those where energy is being absorbed with the formation of product. For example, if you take example of exothermic, then respiration, that is C6H12O6, C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. So this is the very famous example of your exothermic reaction, where you can see that along with the formation of products, energy is also being liberated. Now coming to the next question, why are decomposition reaction called the opposite of combination reaction? So you can answer this by just following the basic definition. Decomposition reactions are those reactions where two or more products are formed from a single reactants, and combination reactions are those reactions where two or more reactants combine with each other to form a single product. So you can say that in decomposition only one product, only one reactant is there, and in case of combination more than one reactants are there, and vice versa in case of your product side. Now coming to the next question, write one equation each for decomposition reaction where energy is supplied in the form of heat, light or electricity. So the very first best example of write one chemical equation for decomposition reaction. So you can use write that equation of that is given on your page number. Let me tell you the page number. Page number 10. So if there is one chemical reaction is given which used to occur during the which used to occur in photographic plate, that was earlier used in cameras, in old model cameras. So there silver bromide in presence of sunlight, it used to break into Ag and Br2. So here is this example is nothing but your decomposition reaction, because here you can clearly see that 2 Ag Br, that is silver bromide, in place of sunlight, that forms you 2 Ag plus bromine gas. So here only one reactant is there, and that single reactant is decomposing to form silver and bromine gas. So first of all, this is example of your decomposition reaction. Secondly, the second criteria of our question was to that reaction should occur in presence of sunlight, light or electricity actually. So here also you can say that in this reaction will occur only in presence of sunlight only. One more reaction of decomposition you can give example of as electrolysis, H2O, that is H2O breaks into H2 plus O2, and this reaction used to occur in presence of an electricity is made to pass through this H2O. Therefore these two reactions are perfect example of decomposition reaction which used to occur in presence of sunlight or electricity. Now coming to the next, write this difference between displacement and double displacement reaction. So you can answer this question if you have gone through my videos very carefully, then you can easily answer. In displacement reaction only one element is being replaced, and in case of double displacement reaction the ions are being exchanged. After that you have to write corresponding example, so you can write those example by own. Now fourth is, in refining of silver, the recovery of silver from silver nitrate solution is involved. Displacement by copper, write the reaction involved. So in the refining of silver, the recovery of silver from silver nitrate solution involved displacement of copper metal. That is indirectly he wants to tell you is that this question is also very important. This question is related with your refining of silver. AgNO3 solution over displacement by copper metal. So this is nothing but this copper nitrate solution is when made to react with copper, then this copper will replace silver, and this silver will start coming out from, or I should say the silver nitrate, that the silver which is present in the form of here in the form of which has formed compound with this nitrate ion, this ultimately will get to form copper nitrate and Ag. So this is the associated chemical equation. Now coming to the next, what do you mean by precipitation reaction? This I have already discussed. Precipitate is nothing but the solid substance